Hey everyone, it is Dana from IamMyImagination.com, and I want to thank you for checking out my video. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel where I post a variety of content about creativity, how to basically turn your craft into a career. That is what we are focusing on today, and this is why it is my pleasure to be chatting with Cori Ramos from corinaramos.net and notnowbusy.com. She is the author of two books, How to Become an Expert Blogger and Blog Like a Boss in No Time, and How to Survive Your First Year as a Blogger. I will leave the links below to her websites and her ebooks. I am very happy to be bringing Cori to the forefront today and to talk with her because I find her story incredibly inspiring, and I think you will too. Cori worked in the corporate sector for many years, and she had a comfy, cushy, secure job, but it was very stressful. And she knew that at some point she was going to have to make a change. But I will let her tell you her story in the hopes that it inspires you guys to take action, to live your truth, and to try to take something that is meaningful to you, get working on it, and turn it into a lucrative business opportunity for yourself. You know, a real career that makes you happy to get up in the morning because you feel like you're doing something meaningful. Yeah. So without further ado, let me introduce Cori. Cori, how are you? I am thrilled that you're here.
Hi, I am so happy to be here. I'm excited. And thank you for having me here to share my story with you guys.
Oh, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Cori, I've known you for several years at this point. I mean, we've been part of the blogging community, and I'm thankful to have met you through that. And I'm very thankful for your friendship and your patience today while we go through all these technical snafus. And that just goes to show that sometimes things don't work out right away, but you just have to keep on plowing through. So, for real. So anyway, Cori, tell us a little bit about your experience in the corporate America. What did you do? What made you leave?
Well, when I was working for a telecommunications company, and I was their sales administrative slash coach leader. So I was in charge of 25 service reps, but then as the sales manager, I was in charge of the whole call center, which was about 102 reps at the time. And my job was pretty stressful. I was in charge of the incentives and marketing packages, but then on the other side, I was in charge of coaching my service reps, making sure they were doing what they had to do with with each call. And I loved it, and I actually was planning on staying there. That for me, that was my forever job because I was working as if it were. I wanted to. I started out as a service rep, working for that company, and then I moved up into the management position, and I wanted to go even higher. But that journey, it was taking a toll on my family life. My kids were suffering from it, and it wasn't until a conversation with my oldest daughter that hit home. Because of a comment that she made. She said that I was never home. And so I knew then that it was affecting the kids, and I had to do something. And from that point, I just kept thinking, what do I do? I was ready to go on to another job, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. All I knew is something had to give. It was either my career was going to suffer or my family life was going to suffer. And I mean, hands down, my family comes first, even though the job I was at really didn't promote that. It was more work comes first kind of thing. So, the day I quit, it was on a whim. I just decided just to walk out. It was too much. And without having a plan of my own, I just knew that I couldn't be there anymore because it was affecting my family and it was affecting me, my health, just exiting off the freeway to get to the call center. I was already getting headaches when I pulled up to sign in or, swipe my card. My stomach was turning, I was already getting in a bad mood. I could tell that my mood and my person just changed. Everything just changed about it when I would get to work, you know. So, I started looking for things to do, and I came across a website to do things from home, to make money from home. And the more I learned about it, the more it sounded like something I wanted to do. For me, it was the best of both worlds, because I could be home with my kids when they needed me, and at the same time I could work, because I still wanted to work. I didn't want to just stay home. That wasn't really for me. I wanted to learn and work and help people, and so that was always instilled in me. So that was for me the best thing, to work from home. And so when I started working from home, I started looking at the things that I could do, but at the same time, I started helping my friends and my family who were also wanting to change. I had coworkers who were ready to leave that job too, because of the same thing. It was just so stressful. We were working 6 days a week, 12-hour days, never home with our families. And my coworkers wanted something different. So I was sharing what I was finding with them, and then one day I just started, I was looking for a work from home job or another project that I could do, because I was just doing little side projects here and there just to keep some money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across a blog about starting a blog, and making money.
Right.
But at that time, it was just about posting ads and, affiliate marketing and stuff. And I still wanted to help. I still have that drive to help people, So what I did was just put the work from home stuff that I found, because I kept a lot of notes and bookmarked a lot of websites. And so I used that and put it on a website and started sharing it from there. And the next thing you know, I started getting traction from it. And the first couple of years, it was kind of rough, because I really didn't know what I was doing. I had no blogging experience whatsoever. I mean, I didn't even know what WordPress was, so it was really hard to get the learning going, because I was just focused on that money aspect part. But little did I know, to make money, you really had to know know your so to speak. You had to know your stuff, and so I learned and stayed up late, read online, and just soaked up everything that I needed to soak up to really start making money with my blog, if that's what I wanted to do. Because anybody can put a blog up and put some content up, but if you want to make money, you're going to have to work. You're not going to have you can't just sit there in front of the computer and wait for it to happen. And that's when I learned how to engage with people and other bloggers, and follow the advice that those top bloggers were sharing, because it's true what they're sharing. The one thing I always say to people, when you read a blog post and you get that information, you've got to use it. You can't just say, oh wow, that was a good blog post, I learned it. Okay, so what are you going to do with it? You got to apply what it is that you learned. And that's what I did. I learned the hard way. It took me long to really get it, and there were even times when I wanted to throw in the towel, and quit, because I wasn't seeing anything. I mean, in my first year, $25 for the year. I mean, that's not going to pay any bills. That's not going to get anything, do anything for me. So, I just kept trudging along, it was sink or swim. I had to buckle down and really learn and put my mindset in journey that I was on. It was easy. It is easy to blog, but you have to work. And the hard part is putting the time in and learning it and getting out there and socializing with other, bloggers and your audience, especially your audience, because those are the people that's going to be there for you when you're ready to sell products and things. They're going to be there because they were with you from day one. I have friends that I've known. When I started blogging, I made some really great friends. You included, Donna, Brenda, and they stayed with me even though I was so wet behind the ears. They stayed right there with me. So it's good to have that backup too.
Sure. And you didn't have any previous skills whatsoever when you got all of this started?
At all. The only thing I took with me was whatever I learned in corporate America, which was just marketing, sales, and customer service, which, those three can be applied to running a blogging business, because you need the customer service to engage with your audience. You need the sales to learn learn how to promote it, and then you need, marketing to, marketing to promote it, but the sales to actually land that sale, and how to the products that our audience is looking for.
Right. And it was sort of through a natural evolution. I mean, you were doing Not Now, Mom's Busy, and because of it, you had to learn on the fly, basically. I mean, you had some help from people that you had met, and that's the beautiful thing about a blogging community. But you're self-taught, and you wanted to be able to create your own blog and do it effectively. And so I'll let you tell it in your own words, but obviously you taught yourself using online platforms and everything that you could possibly get your hands on how to websites, which for me is like kryptonite, much like recording videos, and anything else technology or even appliance related. But you taught yourself, and that is what led to the evolution of CoriRamos.net, where you are, you're doing web design and stock photos. So tell us a little bit about that evolution.
Well, it was when I was working on Not Now, Mom's Busy, and the theme that I was using, there was other people using the same theme, and I wanted to customize it, but I didn't know how, and I didn't have the money to pay anybody to do that. So it was either I learned how to do it, or I stick with the same theme that a couple other bloggers were using. The only difference was that my sidebar was on the right and theirs was on the left, and mine was blue and hers was red.
Right.
So other than that, it was the exact same thing. And for me, I just different. I want to be different, some kind of unique approach, that's going to say, hey, you know what, this one looks kind of different than this other blog, and get that attention drawn to the website. So as much as I was scared of CSS and HTML, and that was my kryptonite too, I wouldn't even dare mess with it. But I started looking online and looking for help videos, and when I did my first customization, I think what I did was change the font style. I was so over the moon with that, and from there I just, okay, if I could do that, then I can learn some more stuff. And I just reading and watching videos, and soaking up whatever I could to learn how to customize a theme that's the way I wanted it to look, And the same goes with the other products, or the services that I'm offering now. Social media management, I was doing my own social media management, and evolved into helping other bloggers, and now I have clients who I work for, helping them with their social media and the content. I learned how to blog, learned from the top bloggers and how to put together some great content, and that evolved into helping other clients with their content as well. This blogging journey has taken me in a whole other direction than I never thought it would take me. I really thought I would be the last person to be customizing a theme, as much as afraid of it as I was in the beginning. I wouldn't even dare look at it. Wouldn't even click the link to go back there because I was so afraid of it.
You were talking earlier about, what was it? I think you said like HTML and CSS or something, and how it made you cringe or something back then. But it doesn't now. You taught yourself, and I'm thinking those things still make me cringe. I don't know if that'll ever change. But see, that's why we have people like you. That's why people like me are grateful for people like you.
You'll get it though.
Maybe.
I mean, I've had my share of bloopers. I still have a dummy website that I have when I created a website just to go play with the theme and everything else. And that thing is so screwed up. I don't even know where to begin to even fix it. But, messing with codes and stuff like that. But yeah, you just got to keep practicing. Like they say, practice makes perfect. It really does happen. You just got to keep going. So yeah, you got it, girl. Get it.
I'm getting grayer, but I guess I'll keep at it. Anyway. Tell us, what on CoriRamos.net, what I mean, I've personally, I've seen some of your website designs and I've seen your portfolio there and they're beautiful. Tell us what it is you're offering as far as the web design, and then I want to talk about the stock photos, why they're important and what it is that you're creating.
Well, what I can offer my customers now is total web customization. So you've got a theme and you don't really want it to look the same. You want a different color, different font, different layout. I can help you with that. If you're looking for content for your blog, I know what it is to try to run a blogging business and do 10,000 other things, and yet you still have to find time to write content. That really doesn't work out all the time. Especially if you want to keep a consistent schedule, of blog posting. I am here to help other bloggers put some content together, based on their niche, and help them out in that aspect. And if they need help with their social media profiles, I can help them with that too by, sharing blog posts, not only to promote their website, but other educational posts within the niche so that their audience say, wow, this person, has some tools and resources that I need. And then some fun posts just to see the lighter side of things because we all want to have fun and laugh every now. We got to laugh at ourselves because, you know, this world's scary enough as it is, like you say.
Yeah.
We need some laughter.
Yes, and I do need to laugh at myself. So, all right. So this is what you're offering, and I mean, I'm one of your clients. I mean, you did my website, and I think it's beautiful. I know I'll probably be changing. Well, you'll probably be changing the theme soon because I'm not going to let
We'll do
anybody
that
else
too.
touch it, and I'm not going. Kryptonite in me and technology. I'm probably not going to touch it. So, but you did such a beautiful job on my site, and I loved the fact you were patient with me. I mean, there were a couple things I really didn't even know how to instruct you on that, but you came up with some suggestions I wouldn't have even thought of. So I was able to kind of sit back and not only trust that you could get the job done, but that you could make suggestions about things that I'm not a designer. You have become a designer, and it's a little different to build a website and then to like design a website. And I love the fact that I mean, your skills include taking playful elements but making them very mature and elegant and clean. And that's what I'm personally attracted to. So that's another reason why I love your work. And you have just recently started doing the stock photos, the stock images. Tell us a bit why stock images or your images are so important, what it does to make somebody stand out as far as branding and differentiating themselves a little bit. What can this service bring to people who are looking to stand out in an otherwise competitive market, regardless of what it is?
Yeah, you laid it out there, girl, because it's all about bringing something unique. And what started that for me was working on images for myself and for my clients. I was, looking at images and they're gorgeous, but a lot of us are using the same images now. And, with the exception of how we're laying it out and, what title we're putting on a blog post or something, that's the only difference. Other than that, we're using the same images, and I wanted something different, a new, fresh look, for different eyes,
Right.
Somebody else's vision of what they see as a style stock images or image rather. And for me, it's all about just being different. We got to start with something to capture a reader's attention because most of us in the blogging niche, or even in any kind of niche, we're basically blogging about the same thing. It's the same topic, parenting tips or,
Mhm.
fashion trends or, blogging tips, whatever the latest trend is. We're all talking about it. It's just a different message that the way we're laying out our content. But what's going to get a reader's attention for me, not only the title, but an image. And that is what I wanted to do is to give a different spin on images and graphics so that we can use them. And the one thing that's different with what I'm offering is not only can a blogger use it, but a virtual assistant and a social media manager can use it for their clients as well. Because I've signed up with a couple websites or stock photo sites, and there were, disclosures or, terms and conditions that we had to abide by, of course. And a lot of them didn't let us use those creatives or images for our clients. And when you have a client, your job is to make them look as good as possible. And I can't make my client look different if I'm using the same images. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that was in the back of my mind as to why I wanted to bring that out. Again, I started with no experience whatsoever. I just found a blog post, and I think it was a YouTube video about taking flat lays with the phone, and it just went from there. I started messing with the layout, started messing with lighting. I even went ahead and purchased, professional lighting to really get into it. So, yeah, I learned a lot self-taught about the images, and put what I was seeing that people were missing, and just put that together and created some style stock images that I help the women bloggers, because that's who my audience is, or who my target audience is women bloggers and entrepreneurs, boss ladies, whatever they want to call themselves,
Mm-hmm.
Those are for them who want to use those images.
Awesome. Yeah. So basically you have like the whole package as far as somebody who wants to become a solopreneur and build their website from the ground up, personalize it, brand it, and then have somebody on their side to help manage things, walk them through the process, and teach them all the things that you had to learn the hard way. Yeah.
And then I don't take those hardships for granted, because that is what helped me. It's so easy to say when you run into your first roadblock or your second or third, you're like, forget this, I'm out, count me out of this. But really, those hardships are the lessons that we learn, and that's what we take with us when we keep going forward. Because if we don't learn, if we stop right there, we're not going to get anywhere. And if you've got that drive and the passion for what we're doing, then the sky's the limit, really. Because it starts with the mindset. You gotta want it, you gotta love it, and whatever comes your way, you're gonna just take it and deal with it.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to say, suck it up and get over it.
Yeah.
So just suck it up. Hey, you got a problem, fix it. Just don't sit there and cry. You fix it. So yeah.
And that is a great example. As I can hear the phone going off in the background. That is a great example of exactly what we went through today. I mean, I'm just going to be candid. What is this it was discussion number 5? I think it's discussion number 5. Folks, we tried to record this as a video, I don't know how many times, and I've talked about, I mentioned technology and stuff being my kryptonite. We could have given up. I actually did. I gave the option to just go ahead and give up or whatever, and we decided we were going to plow through and turn this into an audio recording, still with the video option. But this is how important it is to try to get this message out to you guys, that no matter how much you believe in your intent to do something good and creative, you're going to come up with obstacles. And we have come up with quite a few obstacles trying to put this video together, but we are plowing through. We're taking Cory's mom's advice here, and we are going through it, and we're going to get this information to you. I don't care if I have to write it all down word for word if this audio doesn't work out. There we go. There we go. And it's going to be the same for you. I mean, Cory, I know that you've talked about some of the late nights you've sat up crying in front of your computer screen because you couldn't get something to work, but here you are today. You've evolved, you've created, and now this is what you do. You're helping other people.
Yeah. When I look back, it's so funny because I can remember being up late at night crying, and then my husband wakes up and goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I can't get this. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I broke this," and he's like, "Just don't do it." And he would be, I don't want to call him a sourpuss and call him out like that on this take, but he was like, "You don't have to do this. Don't do it. Just forget it." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna forget it. This is year 3, or I'm not gonna throw in the towel. I can't stop now."
Right.
So yeah, Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but I think I would do it again, exactly the way it happened. Problems and tears and all. I would do it again.
Yeah. So folks, if you're listening to this, you have to know if it's important to you, if whatever it is you're wanting to do, if it's freeing your mind, if you're being creative, and especially if you're living your truth, you can probably expect you're going to come up with some obstacles. They're going to make you want to tear your hair out of your head. They're going to make you want to scream. In my case, lots of profanity. Um, yeah. But you'll have to come up with a creative solution. And I know I've talked a lot about coming at creativity. It's conceptual. It's more than just arts and crafts. It's how do you find a solution to something, to an ongoing problem. Sometimes it'll exist in ways you haven't thought about.
But
Um,
the good thing about the blogging community is that they even share their trials.
mhm.
A lot of times, we learn from them. They took the problem they had and the solutions that worked for them, and they put it together for us. So information is out there. Even if you don't know what you're doing, someone already has gone through what we're going through and has shared that with us somewhere online. It's just a matter of what you're looking for the information online, and you're going to find it.
Yeah.
Because we all have a story. Everybody had a beginning. Even top authority bloggers had a beginning, and I can safely say, and I'd probably be a safe bet that they even had times when they wanted to throw in the towel. And they had, we wouldn't have social media hacks today, or pro blogger or copy blogger. We wouldn't have them here with us today if they had stopped when their first obstacle was in the way.
Right.
Because we all have our first. And yes, there are some few bloggers out there who have that overnight success, but that's far and few in between. It's going to take some time to get it all together.
Mm.
And to really start making money. It took me 4 years to
Yeah.
start seeing money come in, but it was because the connections that I made, and just sticking around and not giving up, that opened a lot of doors for me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I concur. And today we are living proof of all of that. I'm
Yeah.
joking, I'm joking about it because I have to. It can be, guys. If you're listening, it can be very frustrating when things don't work out the way you want them to, and especially if you've tried things several times. But if it's your truth, you got to keep going. I can't really, I can't be any more forceful in the way I say that. That's just the way it is because things are going to come along. They're going to knock you down, and you should just have to keep going. You know.
And we don't want to come across as being any Debbie Downers or anything, but this is the truth. It's real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Blogging is easy when you're just going to put content up there, but when you want to make this your life, your career, your business, you have to work, and you're going to face obstacles. There's going to be stuff that's going to be thrown at you. You're not going to know what to do, especially if you don't have any experience, with blogging. You're not going to know what to do, and you can either give up, and that would be the easy way out, to give up. But if that why, your why is your core, you know that you've got something that you can help others with. Don't give up, because somebody might be looking for the information you have. They might need what you've got.
Yeah.
If you don't, we're not going to have that. We won't have you there in the blogger sphere, with us. So
It's
yeah,
true.
it's just do it. Go for it. Don't let the obstacles or any trial or error stop you from going for it. You've got to go for it.
Yeah. And the rewards from sticking with it are immeasurable.
Definitely. I think you appreciate it more, because I certainly do. I appreciate what I have now more than ever, because I worked my ass off for it. Putting it plain and simple. So I celebrate everything.
Yep.
I celebrate everything, even from figuring out a problem. When I find a solution to a problem, I'm there spinning around in my chair, stomping my feet, doing the happy dance because I figured something out. You got to celebrate it, everything, and just remember what it is, why you're doing it. If you're doing it for your family, if you're doing it to help somebody else, if you're, whatever reason it is, whatever reason the why is, I guess you could say, that is going to help push through.
Exactly. Exactly. Cory, where can people find you?
You can find me on corinaramos.net if anybody's looking for blogging tips, tips for helping, start an online business. If you need services like a web design or, content or help with your social media. If you're looking for stock images, you can visit my new baby. It's poshstockimages.com. And I have a portfolio there so they can look at the images up front before they make a decision to buy, so they get to see what I'm offering before making a commitment to anything. So yeah, and then they can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram, Pinterest, all over the place.
Yes.
I'm everywhere.
Well, I am going to leave links to everything below, including to your books. So they will be all in the description box below and in the accompanying blog post, because it's going to be part of an entire post. So anyway, Cory, it has been such a pleasure going through this journey with you and talking to you and bringing this inspiration to everybody and really just being your friend. So
thank you. Same here. I am so grateful that I met you and that it evolved into a friendship that, we can get online and, BS around and, be us and,
yeah.
And this too, it was fun, take four. Take four, five.
Okay.
We're going to do the happy dance after this watch because this one's going to stick.
Yes. All right. Well, Cory, you take care, and we'll be talking to you real soon.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.